A fight for PDP headquarters in Abuja as the party's new national chairman, Kabiru Turaki, is warning against possible clash with factional group. And President Bola Tinubu is warned against justice for sale. He said it derails our country. Hello, everyone. Welcome to the program. This is Politics Today, live on Channels Television. I am Sean Kimale right here in the nation's capital, Abuja. Let's begin with one of your major headline story. And this one is from President Bola Tinubu, who is attending a gathering of lawyers and major stakeholders within the justice sector. And the president is warning against what has become a major issue, judgment for sale syndrome. The president says that it is dangerous for a country when the justice system is skewed and is for sale. But the president spoke as well as the Chief Justice of Nigeria, Justice Kekere. Take a listen to both of them.
Let us be clear. No amount of reform can succeed if integrity is compromised. Justice must never be for sale. The bench must never become a sanctuary for compromise. Corruption in any form or any arm of government weakens the nation, but corruption in judiciary destroys it to the core. When justice is compromised, government loses its integrity and democracy loses its foundation. Each fair judgment strengthens the republic. Each courageous ruling preserves its soul. Let us therefore resolve that the chapter written in our time will be remembered for integrity, courage, and fidelity to the rule of law.
As judicial officers, our duty is solemn and sacred. We must rise above technicalities that obstruct substantial justice, ensuring that our decisions reflect fairness and equity. Let our courts be sanctuaries of truth, not labyrinths of technicality. Let our judgments speak not just to the letter of the law, but to its spirit, anchored in conscience, compassion, and courage. The Nigerian judiciary must be remembered not for rigid adherence to formality, but for its unwavering dedication to the substance of justice and the protection of the rule of law.
That's the Chief Justice of Nigeria there, Justice Kekere, and also earlier, President Bola Tinubu earlier today. So let's tell you part of the fallout of what happened in Ibadan when the National Convention of the party held with some key members of the party conspicuously absent. And it was at that convention in Ibadan that we saw the expulsion of the Minister of the FCT, Yensam Wike, the former governor of Ekiti State, Ayodele Fayose, and the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, Senator Samuel Anyawu, alongside several others. Well, today, you may say it's an effort to prevent bloodbath and some kind of clash with the other faction within the party. So the leadership of the PDP, led by Tanimu Turaki, has met with the Federal Capital Territory Commissioner of Police to seek his intervention to prevent a possible clash at the PDP headquarters. As both his executive and those loyal to Samuel Anyawu plan to hold meetings tomorrow. According to Mr. Turaki, his executive has already sent out circulars inviting governors and other leaders of the party to the inaugural meeting tomorrow, Tuesday, the 18th of November 2025, and his mission to the office of the Commissioner of Police is to inform him and let him ensure no one stops his entry into the party secretariat. Meanwhile, Mr. Samuel Anyawu had also sent out circulars inviting leaders and members of the National Working Committee of the Abdul Muhammad-led National Working Committee for a NEC meeting on the same date with the Turaki-led executive. But let me allow you to listen to the plea of Mr. Tadimo Turaki when he visited the police station earlier today.
As law-abiding people, we've come here to tell the police that we are having our meeting tomorrow, and this will be the inaugural meeting since we left Ibadan after our election at our National Elective Convention. Now, we have seen flying in the social media a purported notice of BOT and NEC meeting given by people who, for all intent and purposes, are no longer members of this party as I'm talking to you today. And so we have reported the moves they are making to the police because we don't want any situation where there will be breach of peace. As leaders, more than any other person, we want peace to be sustained. Our meeting is 10 a.m. tomorrow. Circulars have gone out. We shall be there unfailingly. I, as the national chairman of PDP, will be leading from the front, not from the rear. I have assured the Commissioner of Police of the FCT that while we will ensure that no breach of the peace occurs, we will go there prepared to defend ourselves and our integrity as Nigerians, because Nigerian Constitution has given us the right to defend our persons, our lives, our properties, so that we are prepared to do. And let me reiterate again for avoidance of doubt, to defend our party, to defend this nascent democracy, we are prepared to lay down our lives.
Well, those are strong words there. Laying down one's life when in the midst of all of the chaos going on in the PDP, defending democracy and also upholding the rule of law, all of these have come into the mix. Yesterday, I gave you a teaser into our exclusive conversation with Samuel Anyawu, the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, because according to him, nothing happened in Ibadan that is of substance or of relevance. And he says that he remains the National Secretary of the party. At this point, sometimes one gets confused on how to interpret, no matter how your knowledge of politics or journalism in these aspects is, how deep it is, you get confused sometimes because politicians just make things so confusing. There is a twist of law, twist of politics, administrative wranglings here and there happening. So who is the secretary? Who is the chairman? What is right in the eye of the law, in the eye of politics, in the eye of the administration of the party? Which side is right or wrong? What exactly is the future of the People's Democratic Party? It does look things are in a stalemate and a state of confusion. On one hand, Turaki and his new executive as elected in Ibadan says that they will resume the office. Samuel Anyawu, on the other hand, says himself and his other colleagues will be holding a meeting at the same Wadata Plaza tomorrow. Police has been brought into the mix. Who is the police going to listen to? Who is INEC listening to? Who are you listening to? The members of PDP that are watching tonight and the millions of Nigerians who are equally watching. But I had an exclusive conversation, which is over 30 minutes long, with Mr. Samuel Anyawu. Wanted to know what is on their minds as a group in all of these mix, those of himself and those that are said to have been expelled. Let me allow you to listen to that exclusive conversation with Samuel Anyawu. By Senator Sam Anyawu, the National Secretary of the People's Democratic Party, who is said to have been suspended in Ibadan at the PDP National Convention. Thank you so much indeed for joining us.
Thank you very much.
So we can refer to you as a suspended PDP National Secretary. Shehu, I am the National Secretary of PDP. I am not suspended, and I am expelled. Anybody. It appears there is a new leadership of the party, now to be led by Turaki SAN, which you were not part of. And it does look like the party has moved forward, and they said yourself, Minister Wike, Governor Ayodele Fayose, Jotona, Okechukwu, and the rest of them are now, almost 15 of you have been suspended for anti-party activities. A motion was moved by Chief Bode George. The motion was moved and was forwarded at the National Convention in Ibadan. Well, first of all, I was elected to spend 4 years in office, and by tenure elapsed midnight, 7th of December 2025. So I'm still substantive secretary of the party. But what do you make of what happened in Ibadan? For me, it's just a jamboree. Well, you remember that on Friday, the governor of Oyo State commissioned a gigantic motor park, which is commissioned and paid for Oyo State. So he invited people to come and join that commission. So when I saw there, just commissioning of the park project, which he did, and then whatever conversion they made out of it is normal business. As a matter of fact, there wasn't a convention. What do you mean by that? Now, of course, if there were a convention, as National Secretary of the party, I should be able to communicate to INEC within 21 days that we are going to go for a convention. Well, you were at the NEC meeting where this convention date, the different committees, Reconciliation Committee, the National Convention Committee to be headed by Adamawa Governor Amadou Fintiri. You were there. You convened the NEC meeting, didn't you? If there was a yes, there was a NEC meeting. There was a letter for the convention communicated to INEC. The answer is no. And why is it saying we not do that? The reason is that because 16 states, I'm the secretary of this party for crying out loud. 16 states have never done their congresses. The entire Southeast never had their congresses. So as we speak, there is no Southeast caucus of the party, the entire caucus of the party, the whole of Southeast. There is no ESCO in Anambra, Ebonyi, and so other places. And even the ones that were done and they have not been communicated to INEC. So all those people that saw ESCO of the party. And that is why you saw yesterday, or the first day was a jamboree, when you were mentioning on the field that they had 17 states. I was laughing, so out of 36 states in the FCT, 17 states, but they would attend such a convention. Is that an all-inclusive convention? But this is also born out of the bickering and the internal wrangling within the party. At first, there was an NWC meeting that was held, which you were absent from, which you were said that you ignored because the same communication went around your colleagues in the NWC, but you were not present alongside some of your colleagues. You see, what do people here live on sentiments? I don't live on sentiments, I believe in realities. Who issues notice of meetings of the party? The constitution of the party is very clear. When I had somebody yesterday at the podium when they were celebrating, doing their jamboree dancing and all that, saying that we must obey the constitution of the party, and I laughed. The same Bode George, who came out to say he has expelled people in the jamboree party, was the person that went and dissolved an ESCO of Lagos State that the tenure is still running till March next year because he wants to produce his own chairman and secretary of the party. And we are seeing a fairly father of the party. This is very funny. Very funny. And besides, we have a court judgment. You had heard several times the acting national chairman, Honorable Roman Mohammed, in his statement that this is a law-abiding organization. We believe in the rule of law. And for that reason, we are going to obey the court judgment. Don't forget that these people have also appealed the judgment at appeal courts. So now you went to Oyo State and procure an ex parte order. I can expect the order When you say procured,
of course, it's Lagos State. Now, you saw the petition that was written by the petitioners against the judge.
Procurement means someone buys.
They don't procure it in Oyo State. That's my language. It was procured in Oyo.
But you don't have evidence to the fact that it was procured.
Of course.
Is it because it wasn't in your favor?
Of course. There's no judgment.
So did you also procure the one that came in your favor?
There was no procurement.
There's a federal high court.
That was a full judgment. People we are defenders in that matter as a matter of fact.
What exactly do you have against Damagum? Is it a personal issue?
Journalist, is my friend. But because of the incompetence which I have covered up for him, he handed over our party to Governor's Forum. If you ask the amongst members of the National Committee, as we speak, they will tell you that the problem of the party.
But it does look like it's just a few of you, maybe the organizing secretary, the legal advisor, and yourself. The rest are with Damagum.
That's not correct. Those ones, let me be honest.
But they attended the end of the meeting, which you were absent from.
Those ones being controlled by Makinde.
And the rest of you are being controlled by Wike.
Don't forget, Wike. Wike is my friend. Let's talk about that. We knew ourselves way back when we were local government chairman. So we are very good friends, and I cannot just say my friendship with anybody because of politics.
Just like still working together to kill the PDP because that's the
let me tell you the truth.
All of you are working to kill.
Let me tell you the truth.
To what extent?
Let me tell you the truth. No, if there's anybody that wants this party to live, that to stand the test of time is Wike, and I can tell you that. I can beat my chest and say that. Don't forget too that when Wike, even though he did not lose that presidential primary, but when he was negotiated out, I supported the party. I stood by my party. I supported the party. When Wike had his G5, I was not part of G5. I worked for the party. So how would Wike want me to kill the party? Don't forget I ran governorship under this platform. And if I had the intention to do so, it's still under the same platform. So why would I the party be killed? But the right thing must be done. The right thing must be done.
And which is going to be what?
The right thing is that we have to obey the rule of law. We have to obey the judgment of the courts. Don't forget that most of these governors, they couldn't go Makinde. If when they went to tribunal, if the Supreme Court had not given them that judgment, they wouldn't have remained as governors. Because the people obeyed the law. The opponents obeyed the law, the judgment. So it's an ego thing. What they saw is an ego. What they see is an ego thing.
Mentioning Makinde.
Yes, you know why? Because the part of the problem in the NWC was caused by him.
How?
I can tell you. How? He divided the NWC. He tried to put those who are from the southwest to work with them, and those outside southwest. That's just the truth.
Because Wike and Makinde were very good friends. At what point did they? I mean, who Makinde?
They are political friends. Of course, listen. Let me tell you, Makinde and Bala and myself picked form to run for governor in 2019, the same day. I won my primary before them. My own was taken away from me. I was given to Yedoha. And I didn't die. I moved on with my life. So they know that I know him very well. I have done something against him, but he should leave all this ego thing. Put the party together, unless he has an ulterior motive. Otherwise, from what I heard, he wants to run for president. If he wants to run for president, would you want the party to die? Will you kill a party? All I've expected from him is to move around to put the party together.
Has Makinde discussed his ambition with you?
It's all over now. It's all over.
He has never told you.
Of course, he has never told me. But it's all over the media, social media, even the platforms you see there. You say that's the truth.
But the big question here is, you have been expelled. How are you handling that?
Sheikh, I've just told you I've not been expelled. Who expelled me? What platform do they have to expel me?
the governors forum members.
And even beside that, even when they tried to do that, remember when they were forming this, sponsoring the then military committee headed by Tommy Kinney, which is said that they have recommended for my suspension. It was not today. I went to court. It's a court judgment. It's a court order. Look at it here. So we can read it yourself. I can give you a copy. That nobody should ever contemplate suspending or expelling me from the party. It's an interlocutory judgment.
Which has expired, though?
No, it's not. It's existing because the matter is still on.
There's a lifetime.
No. The matter is adjourned. It's still on. Yes. This yes.
Trial.
Exactly. Well, the matter has been tried, waiting for judgment. So it still exists. It's still live. And I have filed for contempt.
Against who?
Of course, whoever that read that thing and moved that motion of my expulsion.
That's Chief Judge.
So what? Is that above the law?
So there's a contempt proceeding.
Yes, as we speak.
And you know the person who affirmed the motion.
Oh yeah.
He's a governor, sitting governor.
It doesn't matter, even if there's a law, even if it has immunity. It does not stop him from.
They were very excited to expel those of you whom they say are planning with the motive of killing the party, of destroying.
That is. I'm asking you, who is killing the party? Don't forget that in July they went to Ibadan to have governors forum. There they mooted the idea and convinced the then former chairman Iladabagu that they will now do convention in August, and that will be in Kano. When our tenure supposed to elapse by December, it was all these court cases that stopped it.
Who is the chairman of the PDP as of today?
We have an acting national chairman.
Who is that?
Honorable Abdurrahman Mohammed, who is the national vice chairman, North Central.
The one whom they say gets crashed the party office.
How can he get crash? He was scared. We received him. If I don't forget, as national secretary of the party, I'm the custodian of the secretariat. When he was nominated in the acting capacity, we received him at the party office and gave him his right position, gave him his office. So how could he have a good question?
Are you resuming to the Wadata house on Monday?
I go to my office anytime I want.
Have you been there today?
Today is Sunday.
So you are going there tomorrow?
I could. On the tomorrow.
That could lead to violence.
Why?
You know the kind of breakdown that we saw the other time.
What happened?
When some of those who are in your support were up against those who...
That's not correct. That was not correct. That was not correct. We are supposed to have a meeting to receive the acting national chairman. And the then former chairman, Radabagu, sent in boys to come and stop the acting national chairman from entering the office. If not for the intervention of the security agents, maybe they would have done something crazy there.
A similar thing could happen if you dare to go to Wadata Plaza tomorrow, which is Monday.
So my tenure is still running as national secretary of the party.
But that is contentious. That is
How?
because whatever happened in the battle,
How can it be contentious? Is there any court judgment? Is there any court judgment?
They went to that.
Is there any court judgment restraining me from going to my office?
An order of...
My question is that is there any court judgment restraining me from going to my office? So a mere pronouncement of somebody, a passerby, will stop me from going to my office?
You call Governor of Bauchi.
The person that moved the motion.
The motion was...
Yeah, because it was a motion by going to the congregation that is not PDP convention.
Let's take a break, everyone. But when we return, we resume the conversation with Senator Samuel Anyawu. We'll be right back, everyone. staying with us. We've been speaking with Senator Samuel Anyawu. Would you rather call him a former national secretary or say he's a national secretary? Depends on where you stand, whichever part of the party divide you are. If you are a fan or a member of the party supporting what happened in Ibadan on Saturday, you will probably say Samuel Anyawu is now in history books as a national secretary of the party. But if you are of the Samuel Anyawu and the weaker side of the divide of the People's Democratic Party, you will be seeing Samuel Anyawu as a substantive national secretary of the party, because he believes in that interview that we sat down with him on. He says that his tenure doesn't end until December. Let me allow you to continue to watch all the other parts of the conversation with Senator Samuel Anyawu.
But the ultimate problem here is that the PDP is in a deep crisis. And under your watch, those of you who are leading the party, you lost a lot of governors.
That is see,
hearing that Taraba is
that is why I said, that's why I said, when the Governors Forum decided to resume the office of the National Committee members, that's what we are. The product we're getting now. This is the flyers they wanted to use. This is the deputy chairman of the convention they're supposed to have. Was he there? He wasn't there. Was he there? He refused to go because you understand the consequence. You understand that's a court judgment.
But why is the face of the governor of Enugu there?
Well, that's what I'm telling you. This is what I've written. All of them have left. He's supposed to be the secretary of the convention. He left. And when they brought the names, their names were brought to the neck and affirmed by neck. So now you went and changed him using Benobi. Which neck affirmed them? Which neck confirmed them? So it's just all about brass. So for me, they are the people who are trying to kill the party.
They've elected another national secretary.
Who's the national secretary?
You have to know in Ibadan.
Okay, let's wait until my tenure elapses.
Which is in December.
Yes.
Well, it's going to be an interesting December, isn't it? But the worry that I have is the role of the opposition in a democracy. Your party has been involved in more fights.
But let me ask you, Shehu, in that jamboree that took place in Ibadan, let me ask you, in that jamboree, which they are calling convention, did you see any INEC presence there? So whoever that you think you have elected, where will you send them to? Where are you going to send them to?
But what do you say to Tanimu Turaki, the new chairman?
Tanimu is my friend, and I don't have anything against him, but he knows as a senior advocate of Nigeria, he's swimming into a very wrong water. He knows that.
Maybe he's there to calm the water.
And I don't want him to. It's my very friend. I wouldn't want him to get so much involved in things that are too illegal. As it's not easy to be a senior advocate of Nigeria. I respect him. He's my friend. And he knows. But he knows he could have helped it anyway.
Senator, you know the implication of what is happening in your party as of today. The danger, as some of us would have calculated, is that the PDP will go into 2020.
So do you know why? Do you know why?
Opportunity of
do you know why? Do you know why? Do you know why?
Are you aware of that?
Do you know why each time I don't like going to press? Because being a custodian of the records of the party, I don't like to say things that are explosive. Because I know a lot. I know a lot. With due respect, most of these governors today are playing backyard politics. They go to APC and accuse the NWC of doing that. All of them, all of them asked them, they were giving the ruling party, the federal government, gave all of them, each of the governors, names to bring, 10 names to bring for appointment. And they did so. Are you accusing Wike of taking? You see, that's why I'm angry.
Is the party aware that they were being approached?
Oh, come on. We know this. That's what
I'm saying is that if the APC government says, from your state, give us name for appointment.
Yes.
Did they inform them?
They did it secretly on their own.
Who are these governors?
All of them. All.
Including the one that still remaining?
I said all.
Zamfara.
I said all.
Bauchi.
I said all.
Oshun.
All.
Enugu.
All.
So they are playing anti-party.
Have they not got to...
accusing them of anti-party.
Of course.
But why have you not taken any action? You are the secretary of the party.
Because we have that. That's why I said the chairman then, when they play this hide and seek game, politics, I don't do that. I'm a nationalist. So, but these governors, they'll go back, they will negotiate, they want to come to APC, they'll come here and cause problem in PDP, and they leave.
Are you accusing the PDP governors of being the mastermind of the problems of the PDP?
That's correct.
The governors are responsible.
That's correct. Yes. I said so.
Is there any particular person you think is
I said the governors forum.
The governors forum consists of...
How many governors do we have in PDP? As we speak.
You have maybe 3 left.
Listen, yesterday you saw the governor of Plateau who exonerated himself from that rubbish they did in Ibadan. You had Governor Fintri, very mature people, very responsible people, to say they are not part of this. How can you expel me? Did you go to NEC? Is there NEC approval?
Senator, are you happy that you took the affairs and the leadership of the PDP with about 15 governors? You are now the rest of that number now. You have...
That is why I'm feeling the way I'm feeling. I'm very angry. Because these governors forum are the ones... Because when is the only governors? What about senators? What about House of Reps? Who are living in the droves? Because they are not sure of their ticket. They are not sure of the problem in the party.
And I asked you earlier that are you worried that the PDP might not be able to field a candidate for the 2027?
Why would I be worried? But I believe that if the right things are done on time, of course, people love PDP. People want PDP as a credible opposition. And I can tell you that these things that are happening does not even affect our local government units. It's only the politics of here who controls it. Some people want to become presidential candidate to be the leader of the party so they can call the shots. This is what is playing out.
There are those who have declared PDP brain dead or in intensive care unit. But for whatever happened yesterday, there are those who have made the comment that PDP is confirmed dead and buried.
PDP is not dead. PDP is not dead and PDP cannot die. Even if somebody is in intensive care unit, the person can still recover.
PDP is in coma right now. Is that
PDP is not in coma. We have our challenges. PDP can never be in coma. Like I said, all our units, wards, local government and states are intact. Except for a few. So you can't say PDP is dead.
You are on this trajectory, and there are those who have accused you of siding with Minister Wike, whom there are those in your party have said that he's working with the ruling party to kill the party. Is it a matter of principle for you, or on what basis?
Well, I have just said this, that when Wike, Makinde, Ugwani, Bazo, and Otto were doing G5. I was not part of G5. But yet, he's my very good friend. And he didn't bother me. And I want to ask, let somebody tell me in any state, where we can have interest, say, I want this person there. I want chairman here. I don't want this. Let the person show who has it. If you don't like somebody, it doesn't matter. But you can't take away the man's guts. When this PDP was in ruins, it was Wike that represented his party. Are you aware? And I'm asking if Wike is interested, is not what to go in PDP. He would have gone. We need him. We need him.
Are you a politician of principle?
Of course, why not?
What kind of principle are you defending in this matter?
What I'm defending is that the right thing must be done. We must, even though a politician, we must respect the rule of law. We must respect the judgment of our courts. Because some of them, all of them are products of court judgments.
Some of you took over the affairs of the PDP. Would you accept to take responsibility for what the PDP looks like today? As a leader?
You know what to do? The truth of the matter is that I will hold the Governors Forum responsible for whatever is happening to PDP today.
Did you do your part in ensuring that the party stay afloat?
I did my part. I did my part very well. Ask anybody.
Where are the founding fathers of this party?
Well, some of them were there today. Some of them have said to stay in the party. Some of them have gone out because of what is happening today. Did you hear what former Governor Sule Lamido said when he was denied access to form? Did you hear what he said? That why would the governors? Do you know that even the governors have proposed to have Governors Forum as an organ of the party? Governors Forum wanted the constitution of the party amended to include Governors Forum as an organ of the party. So who is killing the party?
This is the stalemate of some sort. Where does your party go from here?
See, like I said,
looks like the end of the road.
No, that's not correct. The truth of the matter is, let the right thing be done. It's the people understand the truth. Okay, you're saying something that happened on Thursday. How can 19 states, 19, did not attend? Even the 17, the core 17, are people they hired from within the Southwest to come and occupy those podiums.
All right, then we're taking another break, and we'll be right back in the conversation, the concluding conversation with Senator Samuel Anyawu. Thank you so much, everyone. So our concluding moment in the conversation with Senator Samuel Anyawu.
That's the truth. That's the truth.
So where do you go from here?
Where do you go from here?
Yeah.
We'll keep on moving. The NWC still moving. Of course, funny enough, which I said, people don't understand how this is. Your tenure will elapse by December, and you present yourself like the former chairman, that Magu presented himself, and he was dissolved right before him. So he ceased to be the chair.
Do you agree with Bukola Saraki, who says, don't go into the convention, let us have a caretaker committee to steer the affairs of the party?
Shehu, listen, I need to show you this. The so-called BOT, led by Wabara, set up a committee of prominent Nigerians and asked them to go and make peace and make recommendations. And this, I stumbled into this. Signed by all the members of that committee set up by Wabara. And their recommendation. I give the recommendation. Now listen, one of the recommendations says, going ahead with the convention at this time must be subject to favorable legal status and disposition of INEC. 2, however, considering the multiple court orders and judgments, INEC is not likely going to monitor the convention. 3, accordingly, an alternative caretaker committee is recommended because a third convention will incapacitate the ability of the party to field candidates at all levels nationally. This is a recommendation.
But if that was a recommendation as it stands,
then Wabara, who has been removed as BOT chairman, took it upon himself to say, I don't believe in the recommendation of the committee. I will go ahead for the convention. So you can see the impunity, the problem of the party was coming from.
If you have, because some people don't believe in your ability, or some of you's ability in resolving the crisis of the party, you know what they are saying? They say you people are working for Tinubu and the APC to destroy the party so that Tinubu and the APC is going to be a one-party state and they are going to have an easy work into winning 2027 election.
Well, Shemu, let me correct that impression. First, I have been in PDP since 2000. I've never gone out and come back. Most of all these governors, most of these are seen today, they're all either in SDP or in APP. They've gone out and come back, several of them. I have not. In Imo State, I was a senator under APC governor. I never left the party to join. Here in the Senate, when APC president, may so rest in peace, our former president, led President Buhari, I never left the party. I remained in my party because I believe in my party. So how would we?
They say at night you people are APC working for.
Do you know, funny enough.
That you say you don't have.
Do you know, funny enough, right from the time the late President Buhari was president till today, my leg have not touched Aso Rock or Villa.
But you speak to.
I don't have time.
You speak to APC people at night.
For what?
Who is
the APC person?
Those are the allegations.
No, who is the APC person? No, tell me who is the APC person.
Well, you are working closely with Wike. Who works with him?
Wike is my friend. Like I told you, Wike is in PDP. When Jonathan was president, was Bala in PDP? Bala was serving under as a minister. He was picked for the Senate to work with
Are
them.
you able to stand?
I'm asking.
Are you able to stand to defend that you are not working for the APC?
Shemu, it's just funny. Anybody will say that. Because I have said here that even when there was G5 we are working for Tinubu, I was working for my party. So Wike is my friend. Why wouldn't I join him at that time? And besides, before he took that position, he wrote to the party. And we gave him that permission to go and work. Is it the first time a Nigerian opposition party member is serving in a ruling party?
Let's wrap this up. I'm asking you pointedly, Senator, if you have the powers to change things around, to make the PDP move forward, what would you do?
I will tell the governors to leave the party alone. Let them leave the party. Because you produce funds, the money you should run the party. Allow the party to run the way it's supposed to run. That's not the truth.
That's the solution.
Because they are the one causing the problem. And they call founding fathers who have reached above 80 years should go home and relax now. They should go home and relax.
Are you challenging your expulsion in the court?
I said nobody has expelled me. I have a judgment already.
So whatever happened in the banner, are you challenging in the court?
There's nothing that happened in the court in Badana because there's no convention. That's what I'm saying. How can I go and challenge the illegality?
Are you able, finally, Senator, to apologize to Nigerians who perhaps thought big and they were hopeful about the possibility of the PDP giving Nigerians alternative, but they are disappointed?
Well, first of all, what I would tell Nigerians is that, first of all, this is a party affair. We are still moving. There's always issues in parties. And there's always opportunity to make up. And I believe that PDP is still going to be strong. That's my conviction. It's just a matter of time. And people coming to their right senses and leaving their ego. And that's all.
Senator Sam Anyawu, it's a pleasure talking to you.
My pleasure.
Thank you so much.
Thank you, sir. God bless you. Thank you very much.
That's our exclusive conversation with Senator Samuel Anyawu in the imbroglio and the crisis rocking the People's Democratic Party. We will look forward to what happens tomorrow and how the party move forward from here. But that's our show for tonight, everyone. Many thanks for watching. I'm Sean Kimale. God bless Nigeria.